What's going on, everybody? If you can hear zombies behind me, there's a good reason for that. We're checking out Left 4 Dead 2 tonight. Now, this is the very first time that Valve is showing off Versus mode in Left 4 Dead 2. It's featured in every campaign in the sequel. Not only that, they're unveiling a new competitive multiplayer mode called Scavenge, which is just super fast-paced, super intense, super quick. Looks like a lot of fun. I got to talk to Left 4 Dead 2 writer Chet Falasek about that, so let's take a look at that interview right now. Hey everybody, Sean McInnes here. Now, as you can tell, there are some screams of the zombie apocalypse going on right behind me, and that must mean that we're going to talk to our old friend Chet Falasek from Valve. Chet, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. My pleasure. So let's get right into it, Chet. You guys are showing off a couple modes tonight. One is the Versus mode that was sort of a carryover from Left 4 Dead, but you're also showing off a new mode called Scavenge mode. What's that all about?
Correct. So for Scavenge mode, we wanted to up the ante in the frantic level, so it's even more frantic than Versus. It's quicker as well because we wanted a little shorter based experience. We want to make Versus something it wasn't, and so we wanted to take our gameplay and fit it into a really fast, frantic game, and so that's Scavenge mode. It's a time-based game. You start with 120 seconds. Clock starts ticking down. You actually go out in the map and look for gas cans to fill up a generator. Every time you pour a gas can, you get 20 more seconds. Someone's running around with a gas can. As long as they hold on to that gas can, game's not over yet.
All right, so it's very similar to the Versus mode in that you have a team of survivors, a team of infected. How does the gameplay change where you're not moving from point A to point B necessarily?
Well, so it ends up being kind of spoked out, right? So you have the center place where you've got your refill station. You want to keep making sure the generator's getting gas, and then you've got to kind of go out in all different areas and pick your gas cans. And each map's laid out differently, so some might have areas that are really hard to get to, and so like you might want to hold off those gas cans till later because there's only 16 in the map. And if the other team only gets 5, you don't need to get the really hard ones. The infected side, they have to try to anticipate which way you're going to go as well. So they don't get to just sit there and go, oh, we know this is the path, and they're going to come down here.
Now, this is everybody here's first time with it, so obviously there's not a whole lot of teamwork going on. But when players really get the hang of it, is this something where each team member wants to like sort of team up with each other, or is it really more of an every man for himself situation?
Every man for himself will end quickly, very, very quickly. It's everything you've learned doing in Left 4 Dead, kind of heightened.
All right, now the maps in Scavenge mode, it looks like they're taken from the campaigns. What sort of areas should we expect to see?
Correct. So we wanted to take maps that were a little bit familiar with people and kind of reconfigure them and make them look at them in different ways. So right now we're playing the motel section of the carnival, and this is probably the easiest map because you can see all the cans, where they are, and how to get to them. And so each map kind of has a different feel to it. We wanted to make sure that we were just showing kind of the best of each campaign, and so that's why we kind of whittled it down to 6 maps for the Scavenge mode.
All right, so you guys are also showing off Versus mode tonight. That obviously was in the original Left 4 Dead, but what sort of changes or tweaks have you guys made to that this time around?
Well, so we've changed the scoring a little bit. So we wanted to make sure that, and first off, so we want to make sure a good team can beat a bad team, right? You never want to make it where it's so close you can't distinguish yourself. But we've also changed it where 2 pretty good teams that are pretty evenly matched, it doesn't become an issue of, oh, we wiped once, they're never going to wipe, we may as well just quit. We wanted to always keep it close and competitive, and we've also added some points for the infected side. So you actually get 10 points for every time you incap someone. So now the infected have a game to go after, right? And of course, not only do we have this new scoring, but we have 3 new infected you get to play. You get to play the jockey, the spitter, and the charger. And just watching people play the jockey again today, it puts a smile on your face to be that evil to another person.
Let's go into that a bit. What sort of different gameplay strategies arise out of these new infected enemies?
So you get some fun ones, like definitely the spitter and the jockey work really well together. Spit gets laid down, jockey grabs someone, walks them over the spit, they take a ton of damage. You also see some old ones like the smoker pulling someone out in the hallway, and the charger's at one end of the hallway, and can take the survivor all the way down to the other end of the hallway away from his teammates and just really break things up. And I think a lot of times before people use the boomer as kind of the mixer that would break up the team and people would have to react to it. But now the charger can also come just break up a really tight group because it hits everybody in that group. So it'll knock everyone down, and it'll actually grab the first guy and just run off with them and then just start beating them. So since everyone's knocked down, that guy's going to take a ton of damage.
And Versus mode, this is available on all 5 campaigns, right?
All 5 campaigns from start to finish.
All right, Chet, pleasure as always. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure everybody at home knows this, but just to brush up everybody's knowledge a little bit, when is Left 4 Dead 2 available in stores and on which platforms?
It's available November 17th on the PC and 360, but up until then, if you pre-order it, we've got some special items at select retailers. You get the baseball bat, knock some zombies' heads off, and also early access to the demo, which will be coming out this month.
All right, folks, pre-order, knock some zombies' heads off. Do it! And that's your look at Left 4 Dead 2's Versus Mode and Scavenge Mode. It doesn't look like those zombies are going to die off anytime soon, so I'm going to get out while the getting's good. Back to you guys in the studio.